We're starting the show now, and we'd like all of you to follow us. This is what's going to take place. We're going to go down to Trinity Brew House, and we're going to demand food. Well, politely, though, because food is one of the basic needs that human beings have a right to. If they won't feed us at Trinity, we're going to go over to the police station and ask them to join us, and then we'll have more backup. So we're serious. We're going now.
Have you had enough? Have you had enough, man?
Enough what?
Enough of it all.
Oh, I have definitely had.
You've had enough?
Yes.
Has everyone had enough?
Has anyone had enough?
Yeah. You've had enough. They've had. The band had it.
We've got some signs here for you, and we'll ask people on the way. If we meet some people out there, if they'll join us. So let's go.
They're not paying attention to the revolution, man.
Well,
they're paying no attention. Fuck them. Fuck them. Let's go.
All right. Come on. Is
this the start of the show?
You're all gonna die. The revolution is coming.
All right. What's going on?
We're going to Trinity Brew House. Come on. Let's go.
Let's go.
No, we're serious. We're going.
Yeah, we're going to Trinity Brew House. It's a popular revolution. Come on. Come on.
It's not a joke. We're
Not a joke.
going to get some food.
I don't like that bit.
Sure. Come on. It's a revolution.
Okay, well, you know, I'll take a cheeseburger.
Okay. You have to come.
This is a service.
I don't
like that. This is just a revolution with service. Who have?
People in these classes. Come on. Let's go. Come on. We're serious. Come on. Let's go.
Come on. Go.
Not a joke. Come on.
Steve, I'll show you revolution. I took $5 here. Yeah. I want revolution, I'll show revolution.
No, I don't need anything. In this case, no. All right, so now it's your turn, Cal.
A donut, we were unsuccessful. However, at this juncture, I feel it is our job to round up the enemies of the revolution, you know who you are, and kill you or exile you. Your choice. Which do you want?
Exile.
Exile.
So I don't have to buy any Christmas presents.
Or, well, we give a third option.
Which is?
That they take us over to their house tonight and cook dinner for us. People.
Or at least get us drunk.
At least.
Organic.
Or cooked up somehow.
Nothing.
And this is why this country's in the shape it is. Thank you and good night.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, sure.
They're busy protecting Providence right now.
We didn't know if it was a whole.
Okay, everybody, thank you for coming out. Sorry for that little diversion, but it was important. We were there to protest the lack of availability for food, since today's society has eliminated the means of hunting and gathering.
That's right.
Yeah, brother! Ulta!
So there's the philosophical bent.
Down with Burger King!
So, what I'd like to do right now is bring up our fabulous host. She looks great tonight, a very new special dress. She has never worn the same dress twice. So please, everyone, rise for Her Highness. Please rise! Rise! Please, put your hands together for the most fabulous host in the world, Her Serene Highness, Miss Princess Pearl!
Thank you. Oh, well, you're looking at me now, and would you just guess that I just figured out that we have a real loose format tonight for the show? Revolt, exile, what is this? Leaving? Oh!
Was that first Jackie O's?
She wishes that she had
Why weren't you there to entertain the troops?
it. Oh, please. Maybe I did entertain the troops. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you have a fabulous show. I've been running a little late. Everyone, it seems, has been running a little late tonight. Scott, you can bring up that list anytime and show me what we've got going on. Not that I don't already know it all by heart.
How about a tune?
Okay. Do we have anything really fabulous tonight? I brought a prop. That's really fabulous. You'll see that later on. And as per usual, we have our standards, the Zen Psychotic, and Just Victor, and the Wrong Hero. We have Algernon again, as per usual, and Greg, Gemma. We have our fabulous band. And from what I understand, we have a new person in our band for ce soir. Her name's Sandal.
From the South Counties.
What's her name, Sandal?
Sandals, like a shoe.
Oh, well, isn't that nice? And she plays the violin. We're really excited to have her with us tonight. And why don't we give you a song? Because we always give you two, and I'll give you one of them now. And how about, of course.
Okay, a one. One.
Okay. Get this ready.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You came a long way Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't see why we can't handle that one more time. Should we do that one more time? Yeah. One more time. Let's take it from that swinging part.
Yes!
I got my part. Let's go.
Go! Go, girl!
You came in from the Midwest, and naturally you impressed the population you're about. Well, baby, I've got news for you. I'm from West Orange, too. So I got my doubts. You came a long way from West Orange, but we, baby, still got a long way to go. I don't know if that part was thank you. Thank you, Dan. I don't know if that part was as swinging as I thought it was last time. Wow. All right. Now, first up, am I to understand correctly that we have the wrong hero?
That's correct.
Correct. Okay. Put your hands together for the wrong hero, please.
Hi, I'm the wrong hero, and this is comedy in its cheap, smokable form. My motto is, don't try me even once. That's how good I am. You'll be happy to know that I've been diagnosed as a manic depressive with schizophrenic tendencies. So if I can have your divided attention for a moment, I'd like to talk about the reason I have this cellular phone here is because about 18 months ago, a friend of mine, Jeffrey Wine, went off to Hollywood, and I went to work for MTV, and he said he'd give me a call. Well, of course, that was 18 months ago. I remember his exact words. They were, "Don't call us, we'll call you." So I think I still have a shot, and I'm still waiting for him to give me a call on my private line. I'd like to tell you a joke. It's a cute, adorable little joke that my drug dealer friend told me. His mother told him, and his younger brother told his mother. A duck walks into a hardware store. Now, I know what you're saying right off the bat. Oh, fuck, no, not one of these stupid talking animal jokes. Jesus! But this is a good joke. I swear, a duck walks into a hardware store and he says to the proprietor, "Got any duck feed?" And the guy running the hardware store says, "No, we don't." Next day, the duck walks into the hardware store and says, "Got any duck feed?" Guy says, "I told you yesterday, no, we don't. And we're not going to get any either, so don't bother coming back in here." So, next day, the duck walks into the hardware store and says, "Got any duck feed?" And the guy running the store says, "Look, you stupid wet-footed bastard! If you come in here one more time, I'm going to nail your fucking feet to the floor!" So the next day, the duck walks into the hardware store and says, "Got any nails?" And the guy says, "No." Then the duck says, "Got any duck feed?" Thanks. Well, I'm like Donald Duck. I got wet feet, and I don't give a fuck if it rains all tonight? I think if you did, or if you were stuck in traffic this afternoon, it might have something to do with the fact that the circus is in town. And you know, I love circuses. They're really a great place to take the kids, you know? Like, because all the wonderful things you can see at the circus, like alcoholic clowns with whiskey breath falling off their unicycles, evil ringmasters with thin mustaches cracking whips at critters chained to stakes, manic depressive chimpanzees playing handball with their own shit. Great place to take the kids. Take them to the circus. Bob Dole, how do you like him? Anybody intend to vote for Mr. Dole? No. No? Gee, I guess I misjudged my audience. This was going to be an encomium to the great...
I'll vote for him.
Okay, there we go. This,
Sure am.
no, listen, you gotta love him because, you know, what does he do in the midst of a gasoline shortage? He courageously comes out and says, let's get rid of the federal tax on gasoline. Fuck the law of supply and demand. You know, it's great. And, you know, I feel like saying to him, Bob, I'm going to take that 4.3 cents I saved and go to Mexico and live like a fucking king. I'll be up to my neck in bimbos, tequila, and heroin. I'll get 12 course dinner off a prostitute's back. That's so cool. That's 4.3 cents. That's money from home shit bar. I like to watch Bob Dole. That was my tooth. I like to watch Bob Dole while wearing yellow sunglasses. That's so I can see a fossil encased in amber. This is not topical material. I just like to insult celebrities I've never met. Thinking of going into business. Gonna open up a, you know how they froze Walt Disney? And you know, this cryogenic or chirogenic thing, they're gonna freeze people down the road and revive them. When medical science comes up with a cure for what killed them in the first place. You know, sort of like Jesus 3000, you know? But I'm thinking of opening up a cryogenic pet thing, you know? Cryogenic pet depository. And the motto would be, I thought I thaw a putty cat. Listen, you assholes! Don't you jeer me! I'm a fucking star, do you understand? Woo!
Alright.
Also thinking of coming out with...
Cryogenic.
Oh, cryogenic, okay. Well, don't cryogenic for me, Argentina. Hey, what do you want, man? Coming out with an OJ action figure, bloody gloves sold separately, you know? That's gonna be my big money maker. Around Easter time, I saw the 10 Commandments, you know? Cecil B. DeMille is the voice of God, solid. Charlton Heston is Moses, okay. But the villain, you know, they could have got Jimmy Stewart, like, oh, I don't know, Moses. I don't think parting the Red Sea is such a good idea. But who did they get? Edgar G. Robinson. Talk about miscasting. It's like, all right, God, drop the guy. Come on, Yahweh, we got you surrounded, say. So, that didn't really work for me. And you know, also around Easter, pretty recently actually, they showed Cool Hand Luke. And it's like, wow, Christ died for our sins. Oh, big deal! So did Frankenstein, King Kong, and Cool Hand Luke. You know, the whole thing was just, instead of being crucified, he ate 50 eggs.
Taking it, boss.
Yeah, that's right. Don't worry too much about Cool Hand Luke having died. He'd be dead by now after eating 50 eggs anyway. And, you know, I love the Virgin Mary, the sensitive depiction of his mother as an obese, chain-smoking slob who lives in the back of a pickup truck. Wow, talk about modern concepts. But the big thing about Cool Hand Luke, oh, you know, I love that scene where he goes, hey, some nice shooting, boss. And Luke, you don't want to mess with the man with no eyes. Just really broke me up. I love that. And you know, television. I've been watching a lot of television. Wonder why. And it's like, you ever see those beefaroni ads with all of these orphans basically running to this gigantic table with this slop on it? This is the first time we've been fed in days. You know, they home in like angry locusts, you know. So I was thinking, Yeah, Newt Gingrich, contract with America, what's next? We're having Orphan-Roni, beef-flavored product and macaroni. Orphan-Roni's full of germs, Orphan-Roni's made with worms, and coyote epiderms, hooray! For steak managed homes, you know, I just love that. And the Mountain Dew thing. You see this with these blasé 20-somethings sitting around, you know, Washington crossing the Delaware. Been there, done that. Jesus being crucified. Hey, little dudes, don't try that at home. I did it, though. You know, Hiroshima, boring. And then Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew, never experienced this before. Massive amounts of sugar and caffeine. All right, what a way to keep physically fit. You know, I can wipe the grime off your windshield. Think of what it does for your stomach. Yeah, Mountain Dew. Yahoo! Does that mean you love me or you want me to leave?
Both.
Oh, thanks, pals. Hey, I'm still waiting for that call from my agent, okay? The Tums people. They're the ones that really get me, you know? This woman, maybe she's in her late 30s, gloating over this cylindrical fetish. You know, they hand her these Tums and she says, Tums, they have calcium. That's what my body needed anyway! You know, it's just, and you know, I know it's pornographic because Tums spelled backwards is smut. But the one I really hate is like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Everybody needs a little KFC. You fucking lemmings, go off the side of the fucking cliff, eat this rat chicken. And it's like, yeah, KFC, home cooking just melts in your mouth. Yeah, so does the mercury from a thermometer, thickhead. Or every Easter time, and you know, it's like, yes, give her the gift that tells her you'd marry her all over again. Give her a diamond because a diamond is forever, or at least the payments are, you know. It's like, hey, honey, how's about instead I give you a lump of coal and you could bury it in the backyard and wait for pressurization. You said you'd wait for me, well, you know, 30,000 years from now, you'll have your diamond. Oh, fuck this, you know, I'm just gonna call the guy, all right? I'm sick of waiting for his fucking... Hello, Jeff. Well, can I speak to Jeff, please? Fucking Jeff. This goddamn asshole. The second he goes to Hollywood, he forgets all... Jeff! Sweetie, baby, honey. How are you, big fella? Hey, listen, I got a couple jokes for you. I broke my foot. That's because I kicked my agent in the heart. No, you don't like that one? Okay. Listen, if Jesus came back and he was an agent, instead of walking on water, he'd walk on people. No? Well, listen, I got some shows I'd like to pitch for you. Now, this one's great. It's called, you ever see That Darn Cat? This one's called That Fucking Mutt! You're gonna love it. I swear you're gonna love this one. It's about a canine obedience school, and the hero is a dog named Sparky, and he laps beer out of a big tub, and he sets fires, and the pilot episode's gonna have him killing chickens and causing World War III. Now, I really think this show's like gonna be a really great show. Well, all right. Let me pitch a couple more then. Winnie the Shit. No. Huckleberry Finnegan's Wake. Waiting for Godzilla. Okay, here's one. We're gonna remake A Streetcar Named Desire and call it Fucking Trolley Sluts Triple X. Okay, how's about this one? Still with me, sweetie? Little Ho on the Prairie. How's about The Plot Thickens? It's about a cemetery, you see, and all the zany misadventures. Now, how's about Nathan Hale's cat? He only has 9 lives to give for his country. Okay, how's about this one? I Heard You the First Time. It's about an illiterate ventriloquist who moves other people's lips when he reads. How about The Voodoo Show? If you do not watch it, you will be horribly cursed. Okay, one more then. Crack Time Theater. Now here's the pilot. We're fooling Mayor Marion Barry and replacing his coffee with crack cocaine crystals. Let's watch. Listen, I am not for sale, okay? My integrity is not for sale. That's why I want you to understand it right now. My integrity is not... How much you offering? Oh, listen, let me get back to you on that one. And, yeah, I'll call you. All right, sweetie, bye-bye. Okay, one more thing. Jolly Rancher passion fruit candies. You look on the back, right? You expect there to be passion fruit candies in here? No! No passion fruit! Let's see, strawberry, raspberry, pineapple, peach, tangerine, fruit punch. Where's the fucking passion fruit? God damn it! Where is it? I want it! I'm a wrong hero, and I'm used to getting what I want. Thank you all very much!
Some music? Yeah! Punch things up. Please welcome Mr. Greg Gemma!
Possibly some of the group can help us out on this too. I need all the help I can get.
Stella, you count it off, man.
Mustache salad. You better put your mustache down.
moment of me. Oh, it's game. Thanks! You weren't quick enough to stand for me, but I'm quick with the clap.
I was quick with the lights, bro.
Thanks, Joe. For those of you who know me, I'm often throwing a designer dud at you. And tonight is no exception. I am wearing a piece of Donna Karan clothing, and Donna Karan herself says that it's the most basic thing in a woman's wardrobe is her control top to her pantyhose. Of course, Joe knows. As do I. Really? $11 at Bloomingdale's says so. Without any further jokes, please put your hands together for the Zen Psychotic.
Scott, you want to join the meeting?
Everybody else is going to join me.
Scott. Yes, you two, come on up. Anyone else who wants to join the meeting? Want a chair? Sit on the back. Yes, we sit on the back. Anyone else? Oh, Francis, are you here? Francis. Hello? Wrong hero here? Is the wrong hero here? You want to join the meeting? Thanks. So, what should we do this Saturday?
I was thinking of something fun.
Such as?
Possibly some improv?
Francis, you in? That's Francis, the wrong hero. Oh, I guess he never gets on stage without his clothes on, so.
I'm naked this time.
Well, almost never.
Almost naked.
He just gave away his true identity.
Oh.
And now you must all die.
Okay. This is it. This is it. Okay. Scott? Yeah. Any business?
Yeah. I think having failed the revolution, I think we should try and move them to some form of social consciousness and to do something. I don't know what. Just shake them the fuck up. I don't know. Have they ever meditated?
I don't know. Have you ever meditated? Sure.
Yeah.
Do you like meditating?
Have you ever group meditated? Okay, I want everybody to close their eyes. Thank you.
Yeah, what about the Om?
We can do an Om, and we're gonna meditate, and we're gonna spruce up this act.
If you Om with us until this table rises, this should be as successful as the revolution we had earlier. So I want all of you to just, no, for once in your goddamn lives, take something seriously. You didn't take the revolution seriously, we all came back hungry. Then they sent a policeman over here. We went to the police station, they didn't know what the hell we were doing. All right, ready? Let's try and have some civic consciousness. Make sure you breathe deeply. Is this exciting for you as it is for me?
Maybe if everybody just kind of lowers their heads.
I got it. I need a couple of volunteers from the audience, just 2 people. Can we have just 2 brave people? Maybe those who came out of the revolution. Just would you come up here with us for like 2 seconds? Just 2 people. Raise your hand if you're, just raise your hand.
What?
2 people. Just, come on up, just one more person now. Just one person. We're not going to embarrass you. I guarantee it. There's another one. Come on up. Okay. We're going to have one successful thing this evening. So we're going to do, we got slow. Okay. Ready? No, I'm sorry. No one gets paid here. No. You stand on that side. Okay, can we have the Om again? Ready? Oh. Very slowly. You for a few minutes, if you don't mind. They may be funny to some. We want to get a good idea of who we're dealing with. Feel free to look at us. Thanks, Steve. Yeah. People like to laugh, don't they? See what I mean? Really, you like comedy, don't you? Can I ask you something? Would you be disappointed if you came here one night and there was absolutely nothing funny going on at all?
Happens frequently.
What if you came here one Saturday night and there were origami lessons only? Would you like that?
Yeah.
Funny things.
I do these kinds of things because I really believe something needs to be done. And it doesn't seem like a lot of people are doing anything about it. So I just want to leave you with this last little bit of my psychosis. No matter who you are and what rung on the class ladder you occupy, there's one thing that none of you and me are going to escape, and that is mutating diseases and bacteria from cutting down all of the rainforests. That's one. There are already a lot of people buying bottled water because there's no fucking decent water left coming out of your faucets. That's two. And the third one is the other 90% of the population that soon will have nothing more to lose. Thank you. I'm the Zen Psychotic. Good night.
May we have some volunteers? We won't embarrass you. We'll just ask you to lift up a table in front of everyone. Speaking of embarrassing, I just thought, I was standing there watching this, and I thought of a game that I could play with the audience. Oh, clapping. Do you like that idea? Let's play a game. Okay. Let's say that there was a real elegant model actress. Maybe she was going out with a couple friends for a cocktail, and maybe she looked very glamorous, and she was walking down Empire Street, and maybe a few select teenagers from her realm, if she were a glamorous model actress, whatever, say she was just walking down the street and a few children came up to her and asked her for some spare change. She looked like $1 million, but maybe she only had $2 in her purse. And they asked her for 75 cents of it. And say she said she didn't have it, or, I'm sorry. Say these children said to her, yeah, you need 75 cents like you need, and let's have audience members raise their hand and they can fill in the blanks. Okay, set the scenario for you. She's glamorous, she's looking good, she looks like $1 million, maybe she needs 75 cents, maybe she doesn't, but according to these children, she needs 75 cents like she needs
Control top pantyhose, because her figure's so perfect.
A+. Star for the day, Joe. It might not have been me. Does anybody else want to fill in the blanks? I thought a lot of people would like to try this.
Birth control.
She needs 75 cents like she needs birth control. Who could bring children into this world? Because maybe they'd have to watch me. Oh, you don't like me to be down on myself.
No.
Any other?
Yeah, girl, I knew what I would say.
What would you say?
She needs 75 cents, so she needs a new pair of tits.
I wouldn't say that. But I didn't say that. Actually, it was these crude. Perhaps these children were rather crude. Okay.
Like you need to balance a cocktail glass on your ass.
I need 75. I mean, this model actress needs 75 cents like she needs to balance a cocktail glass on her derriere. That's enough of the game. Next up, please put your hands together for Just Victor.
Hey, cool. I was still smoking a butt. I didn't even know I was on. Cool. Well, okay. The revolution was unsuccessful. I don't think you guys are enlightened. So let's fuck all that.
Hey, Victor.
Yo, fuck you.
Are you
What?
on? Are you on now?
Am I? Yeah, I'm on.
Oh, good.
Okay. All right. What are the two things you're not supposed to talk about in polite conversation? Anybody?
Religion.
Politics.
Boom, boom. Okay, religion and politics. So what are we going to talk about tonight?
Bodily functions.
Religion and politics. Now, religion And we're in an artsy crowd here, so probably none of you think it affects you, but... All right, cool. Religion affects whether you believe, whether you don't believe, the religion you were raised in, whether you practice it, whether you rejected it, whether you're an atheist or not. Religion affects every single person on this planet. And it affects us in bizarre little ways. And sometimes it gets lost. Now, I was practicing something, but since I don't have time to practice it, I'm going to read something. I was going to remember this, but now I can't remember it. All right.
So that revolution.
I know, the revolution just fucks with your mind, man. There was a 12th century Spanish rabbi named Shmuel Cardoza, who said, "Do not praise things too easily, for by reason of your haughtiness, it might be taken away." Now, rabbi, which makes him what religion, class?
Jewish.
Jewish, very good. Now, what?
Portuguese.
Yeah, it was Portuguese.
Cardoza?
Yeah, they had Portuguese Jews, but they kicked them all out. Your country took part in that? Your ancestral country, man? They kicked them all out. You know, they just get shit everywhere they go. And, you know, Judaism is an ancient religion. It's the mother of Christianity and Islam. And I think for the past 1,500 years, its children have been real assholes. But that saying is part of a tradition by which it's not good to praise things. Now what happens with that is it transforms itself into a folk tradition, where you never speak highly of things, and eventually the reasons for it are lost. Now that gets translated later on into just subconscious things. And that belief has played a large part in what has come to be American humor, because American humor, American comedy, is largely a product of Yiddish theater and Yiddish comedy and so forth, blah, 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 right? Now, as an example of that, I used to know this guy who everybody called Louis, but his name was Levi Weisglaz. Now, Levi came from Chernovtsi in the Ukraine. He spoke English, Ukrainian, Yiddish, Polish, Russian, and Italian. His shop was in an Italian neighborhood. Very, very intelligent man. A bit of a slob. And in his tire shop, he had a tire shop, they sold tires and they did brake work and everything like that. He had a daughter. Now Phyllis was, what shall we say, hard on the eyes. His daughter Phyllis, I don't think a comb ever touched that woman's hair. And Phyllis wore a very large blueprint dress, I think every day. And one day, this fella comes in, and I'm standing there, I'm selling him brakes, and this fella comes in who had taken a shine to Phyllis. And he says to Louis, Levy, he says, "You know, your daughter's quite a looker." Now Louis steps back, and he leans against the counter, lights his little stubby cigar that he used to smoke, puts it in his mouth, and he still used to smoke like this. And he looks and he smiled a little bit, and he says, "Well, there's certainly a lot of it to look at." Thus, now, different religions have different types of expressing themselves, different ways of expressing themselves. Take, for example, the Methodists. Methodists, very fun-loving group. Methodist ministers have a unique way of putting themselves. You have to have an accent that's like, not quite Southern, but on the tip. Like Missouri, border states, Missouri, Southern Ohio, Indiana, etc. And it's also good to have an idiosyncratic pronunciation for everything. Thus, and our Lord Jesus, in his example of his relationship with Mary, the so-called Magdalene, was in effect exhorting us to abandon the rules of social convention. Fun living group. Now, I had an aunt who's dead, God bless her soul, was a good Catholic. Actually, no, she was a lousy Catholic. She hated the Catholic Church, she hated priests, she knew them to be what they were, human beings. Good Catholic. She knew them to be human beings. However, ritual was very important to her. And Aunt Mary could carry on not only the ritual that everybody knows, there's other ritual that the Catholic Church long ago abandoned, but Aunt Mary never abandoned it. And she could talk shit and go to Mass at the same time. And also with you. Yeah, do you see that guy over there? Look at him. Look at the way, he can't control his daughter. She was outside, yeah, you should have seen it. Amen. And she was outside my house the other day with a boy. She's only 16 years old. She's getting in the car, I can't believe that. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Blessed be blah, 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 blah. Amen. And she could carry this on for quite a while. Now, Catholicism doesn't really demand that much. I mean, up until recently, you didn't even have to understand the service, which I think is actually kind of fortunate. Now, other religions, let's take another religion, Rastafarianism. Rastafarianism is a fairly new religion, but its roots go very deep. Before Rastafarianism, there was the revival movement in Jamaica, there was the Mayal religion in Jamaica, and it led to the overthrow of colonialism in Jamaica. It was a very important religion. Now, if the Catholic religion and the Jewish, well, Christianity in general, and the Jewish religion are affected by the fact that alcohol is a sacrament, then Rastafari is affected by the fact that ganja is the sacrament. This is borne out by some very simple facts. Among the dreadlock Rasta, which are the most popular today, although there are other sects such as the Bobo Dreads and the old Garveyites, none of them. Several things must take place as your duties when you smoke the sacrament. When I smoke I sacrament, man. The first thing, if there is ganja in the camp, one must not leave until the ganja is all consumed. Second thing, pass the chalice from left to right. The other way is evil, down pressure. Third, you may not empty the chalice until all the herb is consumed. Fourth, fuck, I don't remember. The next very important thing is after you have taken your duties and have smoked out the ganja, the next thing that one must do is reason. You sit around and reason, and this is the way that beliefs are clarified and presented to us down to this day. And in the reasoning, if you are arrested for possession of ganja, herb, spirit, bush doctor, healing of the nation, this is a sign from God that proves your righteousness, because you have become a martyr. The evil policeman, evil villain, mercenary of Babylon, has taken the rights away from you and tried to suppress your holy duty. So when you inhale, Bill Clinton man inhale. Me I inhale. I inhale. I don't think a war was ever fought about Rastafarianism. Check that out. Now, we have Rastafarianism, we have Judaism, we have all manner of sects of Christianity. half of my family were Jehovah's Witnesses. The other half were Catholic, making for a very interesting situation. Now, a lot of people don't like Jehovah's Witnesses, mostly because they bother you at your door. Now, I had a friend of mine, I was a pallbearer at his funeral, named Nicola di Giovanni. Now, Nick looked like Yoda. You remember Yoda? He was about this tall, bald, hands were all crinkled up. And he was one of the few men I knew that had a nickname for God. They call him a Joe God, which sometimes is just a joke. And when I was about 12 years old, we would go door to door, because as a Jehovah's Witness, you go door to door. You know, and I bother people on a Saturday morning. And Joe, Nick, sometime he would have come up to a house, particularly if it was in a nicer suburb, because a nicer suburb, nobody want to talk to you. Poor people talk to you, but the nicer suburban people isn't talking to you. And Joe had a deep voice, and Joe would go to the door, bong, 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 bong. Who is it? It's a Jehovah's Witness. Who is it? Jehovah's Witness. Who? It's a Nicola di Giovanni. I'm a Jehovah's Witness who want to talk to you about the Bible. You're a Jehovah's Witness? Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't have time. Yeah, you have a time to die? Well, Nick paid for his faith in the old country, and he had some neat tattoos to prove it. Now, I think this is kind of going to bring us into politics. I think one of the nicer, mellower religions, and it's not one religion, there's as many religions as there are tribes, but American Indian, Native American, whatever you choose, religions in general, tend to be very mellow. Good drumming, chanting, nature, harmony, blah, 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 blah. It lends to a rather harmonious, mellow outlook on life. Now, knowledge of this culture is woefully just not taught. For example, what's the largest tribe in the United States? Navajo, one. Cool. I think maybe we should have a Navajo president. Before we worry about what the next religion, what the next political party, what the next color even is, I suppose that's color, but I think we ought to have a Navajo president. Could have a guy, I don't know, I was down on a Navajo reservation, I can think of a guy, Rick. Rick was half Navajo, half Apache. And I think Rick, whose real name was Dakashnaz, which means looking bear. I think he would make a good president, because could be like, you know, after his first few months when he wouldn't say anything, he could come out and say, "How you doing? This is President Looking Bear." And I was thinking, it's May, and that would be a nice time. All of you could go to the mountains or the desert or the woods or find a sand dune, wherever it is you live, and take some water and your dog and some tobacco and maybe a case of Snickers bars or Slim Jims, and go on a vision quest, because I really think this country could use a vision quest. I think that would be a nice thing. However, it's never going to happen, not in this country, because we got good old politics. Now, politics do some interesting things to people too. I live, the street next to me is a very large housing project in the city of Providence. And I've seen 11-year-olds with automatic weapons riding down the street on Huffies, which is a fun thing. And recently I met and ran into this woman who's doing social work here in the projects. Now, first of all, the kids who are willing to come to the community center aren't the fucking problem. The kids who are outside at 13 with a semi-automatic weapon and a kilo of fucking cocaine are the problem. And quite frankly, teaching them how to finger paint does not solve it. And I see this woman with her lovely little African hat and her little East Side Volvo, Sierra Club, Nature Conservancy, Amnesty International bumper stickers. And someday, I hope all that education and all that knowledge and all that finger painting gets her jacked and up against the wall and the Volvo's gone and she's going to take the bus home, God forbid. Now, that leaves my favorite people in the world, the Republicans. I sell auto parts and I drive around in a van for a living. And I'm on the road, and basically after you've listened to BRU for 6 minutes, 6 songs, you've heard everything they're going to play all day. So I listen to a lot of talk radio, including Rush Limbaugh. Now, the elite Republicans don't concern me, because they're the elite whatever they are, whether they were Republicans, Democrats, communists, fascists, Nazis, whatever they are, they're the same. All they want is to be able to write off their yacht as like a business expense and to keep their endangered species penis collection. That's basically it. The backbone of the Republican Party is what frightens the fucking shit out of me. Because you can tune into these guys any day from noontime to 3 and listen to them. Call into the Rush Limbaugh program. And Rush will be like, da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. Welcome back to the Excellence in Broadcasting Network, to the second hour of me, Rush Limbaugh, with talent on loan from God. Next caller up from Fort Simpson, Missouri. Hey, Rush. It's an honor to talk to you.
Ditto from Missouri.
Mega ditties, double barrel ditties from Fort Simpson, Missouri. I figured I'd let you in on a little thing that's going on down here, Rush. If you have time, well, keep it short. Well, yeah, I'll try and keep it short. Down here on where the Missouri and the Mississippi come together, where we had that big old flood a while ago, there was a section of it was closed down by the powers that be, due to the fact that they found a little old blue skank over. Apparently it's an endangered species. And I had a good buddy of mine. A good buddy of mine was working on a construction project over. Had been funded by the federal government until another part of the federal government decided to shut it down. My good buddy lost his job due to the blue skink. Well, he ended up on welfare, food stamps, damn near took his own life. And then the next thing, wouldn't you know it, since it was a federal project, his company had to make an affirmative action hard. Next caller here on the EIP Network, this is Rush Limbaugh with talent on loan from God. Well, I wasn't very funny tonight, but I wasn't in a funny mood. And all I have to say is love one another and laugh at our differences, because they are a gift from on high, whether you believe that's God or Mother Nature. Thank you.
Oh, I like that. Oh, it's just like really professional. Am I to understand that we now have a return from Greg Gemma? Is he going to sing another song for us?
Yeah!
Where is he?
Hi.
Come on up, Greg. And let's all welcome him. Greg, you know how you always do that thing? You know how you always tell everybody who the band is and all that? Please remember. All right. Great.
please put your hands together for Algernon Demassa.
That was really stupid.
No, it was great.
No, stupid is good. I don't mean anything bad by that. Okay, I have a funny news story to share with you all, but first, how many smokers here tonight? A few? Okay, what I need one cigarette from every smoker in the house. One cigarette from every smoker in the house. Thank you. Probably eventually. Oh, thank you. Okay. How many more smokers we got? I don't have any. Oh, okay. Hold on. There. Oh, thank you. Okay. This is something I've done before. It's sort of an ongoing theme. I like to tell stories about smokers. And
Make us self-conscious.
oh, no. Not like that. Hold on. Okay. On a good night once, I got like 8 of these in my mouth. Okay. Real life news stories. Okay, from the Hartford Courant. Connecticut inmate Frank W. Banks, who was assigned to a non-smoking prison, was convicted in December of mailing harassing letters to a judge. Banks confessed that he thought the threats would cause him to be sent to a federal prison where he could smoke. And in the Anchorage Daily News, on a similar theme, it seems that in November, 3 stranded Alaska hunters were radioing for help, and they claimed that they had been without food for 3 days, because then rescue would be considered an emergency, and that means that they would get a week's worth of food and also cigarettes. And they panicked because they still had plenty of food, but they had run out of cigarettes, so they decided to pass this off as a real emergency. The lengths to which people go. But you know what? Oh, they've gone out. Look at that. It's because I'm yakking so much. The only other thing I wanted to talk about tonight was... free! I'm free! The only other thing I wanted to talk about tonight was... earlier this week, I actually found myself in a pub on my feet yelling at people and having them on their feet yelling at me, which is something that almost never happens. And it was about something totally inconsequential, or was it? Because, you know, a lot of us come up here and we talk about really silly, stupid stuff that people do.
And the reason that we think that that's so important is because that's reality. The silly, stupid, trivial, everyday stuff is reality, but it means a lot more in the big picture. And so, silly, trivial things tend to become really important even though you don't always understand why. Which is why, for instance, in 1996, you could have a table ringed with artists working in Providence, yelling at each other over something really stupid. And the issue that we were yelling about was a certain tradition in the theater. It's a superstition to say a certain word in the theater.
Don't do it. Don't go there. Don't go there.
That's right. Last Sunday there was a news story about an actor over at that big theater over there because they're promoting that show Angels in America, which they're doing at Trinity right now. And I actually saw it. And first off, it's a really good show, but I have to confess something. I was watching this show, and I was taking the whole show very serious. It's this very serious play. It's about AIDS, and it's about America, and it's about Reaganism, and it's all about this really heavy stuff. And the angel came down at the end of the play, and you could see the cables that they float, because they fly her in from the ceiling, you know? And you could see the cables that were holding the angel in place. And I was looking up at the angel at the end of the climactic moment of this very serious play, and I was looking at the cables, and I just wanted to get up on stage and go, ding, 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 ding. Yes, which of course means I'm degenerate and not cut out to be an actor, really. But what we were yelling about was this very serious tradition in the American theater. You cannot say the word right.
Don't go there.
The name of the Scottish play in a theater. And I can't say it here because it's a real theater. And the reason you're not supposed to say this word is because really terrible things happen if you say this word. And it's true. Certain plays, just like certain movies, have curses attached to them. You've heard about the Poltergeist curse. No? The movie Poltergeist? Like a whole bunch of people have died that were in Poltergeist. And the Superman curse. People involved in Superman have been injured or had nervous breakdowns or gotten parking tickets in downtown. I mean, all kinds of things have happened to people involved in these movies. And of course you know about the Wizard of Oz curse. You don't know about the Wizard of Oz curse? Nearly everyone in that movie has died of old age. It's true. So we can't say this word in the American theater. And the reason we were having this argument about it was because some people really believe in this a lot. And if you accidentally say the word, which is entirely possible, you have to leave the theater and you have to do this ritualistic thing where you have to turn around a whole bunch of times and all this stuff. And people will force you to leave the theater. So if you're talking in the, downstage, and you're like, yeah, I want to do the classics. I want to do Shakespeare. I want to do Shakespeare's tragedies. I want to do King Lear, and I want to do Julius Caesar, and I want to do And if you say it, if you slip, actors are going to make you leave. So, this is a very, very, very old tradition. Revered. I mean, this is a sacred cow in theater. And it's part of my profession to really look at sacred cows carefully. Because sacred cows are the things that we play along with. And we don't know why. And these are the things that make us do things that we don't really want to do. So I look at these things very carefully and I go, well, why does this make me so mad? Does it really tie me down intellectually as an individual that I can't say this word? I have to allude to it? I have to use more words? No, it doesn't really do me any injury. What really bothers me about it, and what makes me so weird about it, because I take this really seriously, right? It's a strange, stupid, trivial thing to take seriously. But the reason that I take it so seriously is because here is one more incident where somebody who is your friend is trying to tell you what you can and cannot say. That goes on all over your life, doesn't it? All kinds of terminology that we can use and all kinds of terminology that we can't use. We don't know what to call certain people this week. We don't know what to call certain races this week. What is it this year? What color are you this year? Or what epithet do we use this year? What hyphenation do we use? Black people. I've never gone in for African American. Never gone in for that. But I don't like any of the others either, right? I don't like Negro. Negro sounds like something you spray on your plants. I've never been into that. And I've never been into any of the nasty stuff, of course. I never even really liked black. Because black, I met one black person in all my life. He was this guy from Rhodesia. He was really black. He was as black as one of these tables. Beautiful, coal black skin. Everyone else I've ever known that you would normally call black is sort of brown. And so I've called them brown people. And I've tried this, and most people haven't been offended, but it has been confusing in Providence because when you refer to brown people, people assume you're talking about people from Brown University, so it gets a little confusing. But I never got into African American because, folks, I'm not an Italian American. I was born in Oklahoma, raised in Rhode Island. I've never been to Italy. I've never been off this continent. I'm not an Italian American, and some kid from Brooklyn, not an African American. But it does speak to something that is true, which is that we make certain people feel like they don't belong in America. And that's something we should look at. But we should be looking at that and not at our language. See, that's the thing, is we go immediately to the language and we try to say, take certain words out of the language. So it means a lot, even though it's this really silly thing within the theater that you can't say that word in the theater. Because people get really agitated. And they get really agitated if you say that you're not going to participate in this superstition. And they will even claim that you're inflicting freedom on them. So that's an interesting thing to leave you with today, to think about that. And don't be afraid to exaggerate it. And think about all of these superstitious and spiritual things that have kind of been made laws in your life. I've been thinking about it a lot this week myself. So I'm just throwing that out. And if you're with me, you probably won't be afraid to say a word and take whatever bad consequences come from it. Because I figure if I say that word innocently while I'm talking about plays, I'm talking about dramatic literature, and I mention that play by its name, forgetting about the superstition for a moment, and if there's some big, bad karma fairy gonna come after me, dropping lights on my head and cars on my head, bring her on! Bring her on! Because I figure every day I get up out of bed and I walk out that door, and I don't know what's really, really gonna happen to me that day. I have plans, I have some ideas, but I don't really know what's going on. Every day you get up and you go out into this world to live your life. You're standing under a big theater light and you're saying Macbeth. And I'm saying Macbeth right here in this place. That is a theater. And if you're with me, you'll start saying Macbeth right along with me. Anybody? Macbeth. Thank you, Macbeth. Hallelujah, my children. Thank you for listening and good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was buying that whole story for a while, and this kid behind the scene, he was like, what is it that he can't say? And I said, like a big loser. So now, oh, like what's gonna happen? Anything? It's like I'll lose a lyric or something? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll have to apologize beforehand. Okay, we worked on something really fabulous with the band. Are you guys ready with it? Yeah. All right. I'm ready. I got my part. Let's go. for later on. Much later on. Come on, Scott, introduce something. I mean, isn't it nice to see Scott again?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Avant Guardians.
We're Avant-Guardians from Motor City, Detroit. We're real happy to be here. Last time we played in Providence was 2 years ago. We're real happy here. You know, I gotta tell you, we don't get paid here in Providence, but we play here because we absolutely love you people. This is probably the best place here in Long Island, Providence, Long Island. This is probably the best place that we play in the country, maybe even in the world.
That's right.
Except for Lisbon. Lisbon's cool. I was listening to one of the people that came up here earlier, and I'd like to give you a little bit of our ethnicity. I'm a Porter Wop gringo. This is Neat Nick Neil the Mick. And our brother Mark, that's Marvelous Mark the Moor. He's not with us. He's on his way. We had a little problem with our travel coming into Long Island. And I'll tell you, you know, by the way, I got to tell you that our whole act was inspired by a group from West Warwick, Long Island. How many years ago was that the original Avant-Gardians from Putnam? Coventry. 30 years ago, and they really and truly are our inspiration. Marvelous Marx, he still may show up. I mean, we produced our first techno film, the Avant-Gardians. In fact, we're going to debut that here tonight, but unfortunately, it was a little travel thing, and you know, when you're on the road, like we are, with the kind of schedule that we have and everything. By the way, did I tell you where we're from? We're from Motor City, Detroit, thank you. But we love it here. We're going to do a little stuff for you. We're pretty much in a hurry, but we're going to do a little stuff for you, and then we're going to head out to Boston, Massachusetts. That's what we're going to do. And maybe Marvelous Mark will show up, Marvelous Mark the Mick. But in the meantime, we're going to play a little, maybe read a little poetry, and see if Brother Mark shows up. So just hang in there with us if you want to do a little call and response or something while we're here, while we're doing our thing. I mean, we welcome any kind of improvisation that you may want to contribute. You know what, I think I'm going to read a little something to you before we even get started, just to sort of get us all in the mood. And my brother Nick, the Mick, will be playing some bongos here. And you know, I want to recognize the band here, because boy, these motherfuckers, I mean, they have this. Just a little bit of poetry from the Avant-Gardians. Narrowly escaping definition, I continue to make my way through history until some numbskull, knuckle-headed dimwit stuck out his foot in an attempt to trip me. He was defending the landscape, protecting the status of yo man. Stop. Twinkle, twinkle, little prince, snake bit little cocksucker, gay midget, armored in sequins, rarefied spirit, spitting words of wise, dumb. Working class slob getting fucked by well-fed rabbits. The ministers of this trust separated while desperating, desperate desperados, causing them to steal my lunch from alone, mustard greens and Italian bread. The corner of the bread is encrusted with culture-less brats, eating ethnicity with hot sauce. Live on, shit! Now, contemplating Hakeem's temporary autonomous zone, realizing that guilt-ridden Christians are sinning repeatedly as a form of entertainment, all passing or pissing their way through time, space, place, and if you're lucky, grace, the grace of God, the old man, lowest rock-like being, responsible for creatures created in rock-like self-image. Now, the future eventually becomes the eventual moment of passing from animate, animated, self-centered to self-rotting in the earth with birthday.
The best, the very, very, very best.
You are going to sharpen the sword of the prophet.
Sharpen the sword of the prophet.
You are going to sharpen the sword of the prophet. Of the king. You are going to
Sharpen the sword. Sharpen the sword of the prophet. I am not afraid of the 666. I am not afraid of the beast.
You are going to sharpen the sword.
Sharpen the sword of the prophet.
For your great enemy. You are going to sharpen the sword.
Sharpen the sword of the prophet.
Great enemy. You are going to sharpen the sword.
I am not afraid of the 666. I am not afraid of the beast.
And you will give it back to him. And when you give it back to him, he will have a sharpened sword. You know why? Because of it. And you will sharpen it. And you will give it back to him. And when you give it back to him, he will have a sharpened sword. You know why? Great enemy. You are going to sharpen the sword.
You are going to sharpen the sword.
The Lord says, sword.
Do it again.
It's great again.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Touch where your face is. Hello?
Say Jesus.
Does anybody understand what I say? Yes, hallelujah. Whoa! There's the where you stop. What you do is, you know, all you're going to do is get your butt where your face is.
Get your butt where your face is.
Hello?
Hello?
Does anybody understand what I say?
We are not afraid of the beast. This is our brothers and brethren from Detroit, Michigan. Motor City, Detroit. We are not got news. Unfortunately, the fucking computer went down and we lost most of our film. But the best part's here. It's still here. There was a problem in the guy who was going like this. But the computer agent. Well, thank you all for coming to the Cabaret, the Algernon. This is Marvelous Monster Pit. Meet Neil. I'm the guy that needs more. Thank you all for coming tonight.
Say Jesus. Here.
Hello, Joe. Isn't this touching? I could just watch it forever. Instead of taking off my earrings.